What up, everybody? It's your boy, Pyro, and today we're going to talk a little bit about Stick to Your Guns' newest LP, Keep Planting Flowers. This is the band's 8th album in their discography, and I started following this band way back during their EP that they dropped in 2016, Better Ash Than Dust. And I've kind of kept up with the band since then, and man, I've really fallen in love with this band's lyrics. They're just unapologetic anger and like the angst, especially I think for most of the people within our community, at least, this last month of this new regime coming in has been brutal, and I think this shows off a lot of the angst that we're all kind of feeling. And so lyrically, this has just been a bop for me over the last month or so. And I kind of want to go track by track and break this down. Now, Stick to Your Guns is a hardcore punk band. I would say that they mix a lot of other elements in, such as typical hardcore and metalcore elements as well. And yeah, this LP starts off with an eerie "We All Die Anyways," and while this isn't the best track, it definitely sets the tone, as it sounds like someone digging graves at the intro. And not like I said, it's a decent intro. It's only a minute and 21 seconds. I've heard so many intros that are much worse than this. Honestly, this one didn't bother me too much. Then we came into Spineless and just nailed it just starts. The living in hell. You've created a living hell. It's all in your head. Remember, it's not real. It's all in your fucking head. Guys, I really like this album lyrically. I like the way the tracks are kind of split up into kind of shorter tracks, but they don't, like with Spineless here, it's one of the longer tracks on the album. And I like that they're not veering away from longer songs, even though it's 3 minutes and 24 seconds. It's not the longest song ever, but they have a nice mix here. Oh, I'm actually wrong. Eats Me Up Inside. Eats Me Up is the longest track at 3 minutes and 51 seconds, but we'll get to that one. Permanent Dark followed this. This is one of the singles. I really enjoyed this. This is what started getting me excited for this LP. And following that, you have your Invisible Rain. Again, lyrically, I'm here for it. I think these first couple tracks on the album, while they're a little bit more lyrically simple, it's, again, just providing an outlet for all the anger and angst a lot of us have been feeling over this past month. So I think it's a perfect time for the drop as well. Severed Forever is a track that I really enjoy, but I do think it's a little bit weaker on the album. I don't think it's a bad track by any means, and I think this first half of the album, the first leg of this album, is very to the point, punchy, angry, and aggressive. And then on the second half of the LP, as we start with More Than a Witness, which I freaking love. And it's that kind of listen, you're more than just somebody, a watcher by. Fucking do something. Do something, right? And I really like that. I like that, like, we're all involved here. Quit acting like it's not your business to do. We all need to step up and work together, right, to kind of create what we want in a society. And then following that, Keep Planting Flowers, which I loved as well. Kind of a burst of positivity here. Things are going to shit. Keep planting flowers. Keep hope alive. Really good message here. Eats me up and eats me up. The line is eats me up inside. And I like this one because this is something I personally have struggled with. There are things that are like, I think the last track kind of talks about it as well. Keep planting flowers. There's a lot of shit going on in the world, a lot of bad, and there's a lot of stuff that, especially with the internet and how the internet kind of operates, that's expected of you to be a good person. And a lot of us don't even have control of our own life, and we're struggling just to maintain that. And it feels like this just immense burden to carry, to worry about just everything that's going on, or try to keep up with it, or and then you feel guilty about it and you start eating yourself up inside. I think that's what this is kind of representing, and I definitely like that. This is just a good old, hey, government, I want to remind you, you need us, we don't need you. And that's the whole song. 55 seconds. It comes in, it punches you in the freaking mouth. At first, I didn't really like this track just because of how short it was. I was excited because it had a feature on it. First track we've ran into on this album that has a feature on it. And I wanted a little bit more from it. But on several listens, I really like this because it really shakes up things. And I don't think this album needs to run real cohesively with song lengths. It's getting its point across. Terror's edition of the screams, I'm assuming, are fantastic. And just the utter rage in the vocalist's voice is just fantastic. And, man, really cool. And the last track on here that we're going to talk about, which is the final track, of course, Hate for You, with CU Space Cowboy. CU Space Cowboy is a band that I discovered not too long ago, because I fell in love with Cowboy Bebop, and which when you see a post-hardcore band with that name, I was like, I have to check these guys out. And then they were actually supposed to open up at a show that I was going to. I didn't end up going to that, but this band is kind of like, think of Hot Topic emo screamo, but good. But good. It's good. So I was shocked to see them with a hardcore punk band. But honestly, I'm here for this. I love their addition vocally. I really want to see this more. I want to see more features. I want to see more bands working together to get good, solid, positive messaging like we have here lyrically out to the world. And I think, I think a lot more features and working together with each other, I think we could really, bring the scene together in a positive light. There's just been so much negative shit that happens in the scene. We need some wins. We need some dubs, and features are definitely a way to bring two. Like I said, this is not a band that, like, CU Space Cowboy utilizes a lot of high vocals, so it was really cool to see that that's what Stick to Your Guns brought them in for, and it really brought a fresh sound to their. They have a sound, and I'm here for that sound. But I like the experimentation here. I actually want to see more of this in the future. And I think it would be pretty dope if we got a hardcore collab album somewhere, like not necessarily here, but just in general, with just a bunch of different bands working together to kind of create a positive piece of art. But these last two songs, I think, really did that for me. I'm feeling for this album a 8.9. I absolutely loved the drive. I loved the anger. Again, it's been a really nice outlet for me. Every time I turn on the fucking news in the last month, everything's going to shit. And, you need an outlet sometimes. And this has really provided that in both a way that you're feeling that anger inside, but also in a sort of hopeful and encouraging way. And I'm really here for that. So shout out to Stick to Your Guns. What was your rating? Chat. Drop down in the comments down below, as well as what was your favorite song on here. I'm thinking that mine was More Than a Witness or Keep Planting Flowers. Those tracks were both bops for me, but man, there were some really good ones in here for sure. Again, if you enjoy this this LP, make sure you go out, support your band, buy merch, buy tickets, have some fun. See you guys next time. It's your boy Pyro. Peace.